Hi, I'm Kara Fleck-Plewinski with Transportation Services. Today, I'm speaking with Daniel Merkowitz-Bustos, the creator of the Dots Art Park installation, Cyclical. Daniel is a student in the Studio Art Honors Program and Computer Science program. His piece transforms used material into an abstract sculpture that expresses Maryland pride. Let's talk with Daniel. Hi, Daniel. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I am well, thanks. I'm really excited to speak with you about your piece, Cyclical, and I've put together a slideshow so all of our viewers at home can see what we're talking about today. So the first thing I wanted to ask you is, what inspired your piece?
So I wanted to do something that had to do both with sustainability and UMD pride. So I wanted to use some sort of recycled material and have the colors of the piece be representative of Maryland. And then I kind of had access to these bike wheels. So I thought that that would be kind of a good connection to the Department of Transportation.
Yeah, I think you did all of that very effectively. I'm flipping to this next slide where I have a very short YouTube video that just sort of pans around the piece. Can you tell me a little bit more about what we're seeing and if there's any point of interest that you want to draw viewers' attentions toward?
Yeah, so what we're looking at is basically the piece is kind of created in about 5 pieces, consisting of these sort of I-beam like structures, which are the big painted pieces, that we can see right here. And then we've got these steel rods, which have bicycle wheels attached to them. And the bicycle wheels actually can be removed as well, but essentially it's in 5 pieces. And I guess one of the things that I like about this piece is that it can come apart pretty easily. You saw during the setup that those 5 pieces just slide right on, and it comes together very easily.
Yeah, I was really impressed when I came out to take pictures that day to see you just so easily carrying this out in big chunks and just sliding one piece into the next. It took like maybe 3 minutes to set up. So
Yeah.
that was cool to see it come together at the end. Um, Going on to the next slide here. So you mentioned that you chose to use bicycle wheels because it tied into transportation services. Um, can you tell me how you obtained those? Like how
Yeah,
difficult was it for you to get access to that? And also about the other materials that are connecting it, where did you get those?
yeah. So I was pretty lucky that I actually have a friend who repairs bikes. So he had a lot of just old kind of broken bike wheels. So I just asked him if I could use them, and he was willing to give them. He actually needed me to clear up some space, so they went to a better home. Uh, And then the other materials is we have access to steel in the steel shop. So this was my steel that I had for other projects, and I decided to use it for this.
Very cool. Our next slide here. So tell me a bit about your process for creating this piece. What I have depicted here, so everybody at home can see, is just what we were talking about a minute ago, where you were easily putting together those 5 pieces, but I know so much more went into that. So tell us about your process.
Yeah, so as I went along, the piece kind of changed. My initial idea, it wasn't very concrete. I wanted just to do something with recycled materials, but I didn't really know what. I knew I probably wanted to have some sort of steel rods to be the structure of the piece. Um, but then as I kind of went along and started thinking about it more and started building it, I remembered that I have a friend that kind of repairs bikes. So I thought that there would probably be some sort of access to bike wheels there. And once I had the bike wheels and I had them like in front of me, I could start sort of visualize the piece more and see what I wanted to create. And I just landed on this.
So I know that you are part of the Studio Art Honors Program, and you mentioned that sculpture is your favorite art form to create. Why is that?
Um, I just really kind of fell in love with it after my first few sculpture classes, especially being in the steel shop visiting here. I think it's really fulfilling to kind of build something. I mean, it's also really fun to paint and draw, but I think building something has its own kind of appeal to me, along with being able to take advantage of the three-dimensional space where the viewer can go walk around the piece and see it from different angles, and you have to kind of consider that.
So how does this project differ from projects you've done in the past?
Yeah, I think having things like UMD Pride and sustainability on my mind for the project kind of informed it. And I haven't done a project of this size with those sorts of constraints. So it was interesting trying to think about how I can bring all those things together to form a piece that makes sense for the park.
Yeah, when we were putting together the guidelines for the park, um, it became clear to us just how many constraints there can be when you're working in the outdoors, because you have to consider environmental elements and then also how you're going to use a parking lot as a canvas, but not damage the lot. So it needs to be repaired.
Yeah.
Um, so I know that your piece is pretty durable for the weather, and we've had all kinds of weather since you put it up, like not even a week ago. What was your strategy for weighing the piece down to avoid wind?
Yeah, so the piece is I'd say generally pretty sturdy, and it doesn't like the wheels don't catch the wind very much, so it shouldn't be too unstable. But I also got some kind of cast iron weights, and I put them on the back of some of the pieces to help weigh them down.
Yeah, I went over again today to take the video, and I noticed those pieces and I thought, wow, they're so subtle. Like you can hardly notice them because you
Yeah.
paint them to camouflage with your sculpture.
Yeah.
Um, what made you want to participate in Art Park?
I thought it was a really unique opportunity to be able to show in like a parking lot. I thought it was kind of unexpected, but also I liked how it was different. So I liked that opportunity and just to be able to show my work because especially with the pandemic, it's been really hard to put on a show or anything like that.
Yeah, and as we were thinking about this initiative, the pandemic made us think, there could be students on campus like yourself who are looking for an opportunity to show artwork and they just haven't been able to. So the outdoors also allows us to do that. So
Yeah.
we're glad that you applied for the program.
Yeah. Thank you.
Um, so for my last question, it's kind of a two-part question. What have you enjoyed most about this project, and what do you hope viewers will take away from viewing your project?
I really liked kind of just the process of thinking about the project and thinking about how I'm going to put it together. Kind of thinking about how I'm going to create it in these modular pieces so that it's easy to transport, and just the mechanics of sliding the pieces onto each other. And I want viewers to kind of take away that you're able to create art from any materials, which includes sustainable and recycled materials. So you don't have to get everything from scratch. You can find something like bike wheels and figure out a way to use that in a way that's artistic and create art.
I love that. That's so great. So on our last slide here, for everyone who would like to visit Cyclical in person, it's located in lot JJ3 near the Art Sociology building, and it will be up until May 11th as part of the new Dots Art Park initiative. Daniel, thank you so much for speaking with me today. Your piece is so unique, and I hope that everyone will have an opportunity to see it either on our story map or in person here on campus. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Daniel. If you would like to visit Cyclical, it's located in lot JJ3 by the Art and Sociology Building until May 11th. This piece is part of the new DOTS initiative, the DOTS Art Park. To learn more, visit our website.